Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with game 2 in the series between David and Kaifu. David on my left side is playing what's her name, Valentina, using Valentina flash in the building, allowing him to put in his 1 drops, 2 drops before recover phase, giving him extra advantage and so on, not only able to do on the end phase as well, giving him the ability to attack on the next turn. Not only that, he has the ability to steal as well with his God Arc ability, steal any number of resonator your opponent controls and use it against them. At the moment, I am playing on yours truly on the right side is playing the Sacred 4 Beast deck, using a lot of advantages or using a lot of heavy resources, so I say, using a lot of mana intense plays because a lot of the Sacred Beasts are very high cost, just because of that fact is that a lot of Sacred Beasts that gains a lot of benefit out of each other when they remain on the field a few more turns later on. So if they're no longer on the field, it does cause a lot of problem because if there's not enough Sacred Beasts on the field, the Sacred Beast itself gets weaker each time you put it on the field, so you have to maintain the field presence. And also, not only that, I did notice that when I'm playing Sacred Beasts is that they use a lot of mana intense, like I said before. If the ruler also has the push and boot ability, allowing you to deduct a Sacred Beast cost by 1, that would be a lot better to help the deck, like don't you eat too much resources and allow you to have a better plays and so on. But no, it does eat a lot of resources, so it's quite tough to play this deck because the fact is that it's not that easy to have open magic stones for you to block your opponent that you have interaction spells. And not only that, if you guys don't know, this is an Alice cluster format, so pretty much this is a Alice format with no Jewel Stone, no Thunders, no Outer Worlds, none of those shenanigans from the Room cluster, only Alice cluster only. So obviously Blazer is one of the biggest power decks in this format, obviously, but obviously we're not playing those at the moment. So let's see at the moment, currently life point wise 3600 compared to 3800 life point. My opponent did drop 2 of those resonators. I can't remember the name off the top of my head at the moment, but what it does is that when it's being blocked or it's being declared as a block, you can actually return the blocking resonator to the bottom of the deck. And from what was told from the head judge from Australia, it's actually before damage. So if you guys do know the ruling for this card, please let me know because I have no idea, because I'm assuming it's after damage, but it's actually before damage, so it's really powerful at itself. So if you see like weird plays and so on, it's because it's been ruled during this time before damage. So that's what I think. I think it's weird, but oh well, let's see how it goes for now. So at the moment I ramp like pretty crazy because I need to get those resources ready for my Sacred Beast plays, because like I said before, I do eat a lot of mana intense play because the Sacred Beasts are very high cost. So he's attacking me for 600 point damage, put me down to 3200 life point, and attack again with 600 again, put me down to 2600 life points. So 1000 point difference between David and my life point. And again, dropping more resonator on the field, and not only giving field present, but allowing him to have extra field present and draw power, so gaining the key cards in need. So let's see what my opponent does now. He has a bunch of cards in hand he can play with, while I have limited cards in my hand at the moment because I self-neg myself by ramping quite quickly. But again, you never know. Tapping for the magic stone because I do need the extra magic stone for the extra God Arc effect if I do ramp Judgment next turn and pass turn and Judgment and call God Arc, so I get the extra full benefit. But I'm not sure if I'm able to survive this full field of onslaught, should I say. At the moment, I'm thinking should I do anything at the moment, but I did put the Regalia on the field. The Regalia will allow me to actually play some defensive plays and so on, and I dropped the Tiger to heal some extra life point because I am going to take a bunch of damage next turn, assuming my opponent is going to force me to block it and attack directly for a bunch of damage. At the moment, I didn't draw the Regalia for my ruler because that means that I don't have any discount play, because with that Regalia on the play, I can actually put the Sacred Beast on the field a bit more easier because that Regalia is kind of treated as like a push and boot ability, but again not really because it's only once per Sacred Beast, because unless you have 4 on the field, even you have 4 on the field, that's not a pretty good hand you have, because by having 4 on the field you have no Sacred Beast in hand, it's kind of like a dead card. At the moment, I'm not sure what to do. I'm thinking, should I pass turn or not? I had a turtle in hand, but I have a shadow flame in my hand as well. The shadow flame allows you to burn 500 point damage directly, a single resonator. Combine that with the bow and arrow, you can do 900 point damage, which is a ridiculously high number. I did have the turtle in hand. I could have bounced back one of those as resonators, but again, I wasn't sure what to if I should bounce it back, because if I bounce it back, they would just come back on the field anyway. So I think it was pointless. So that could be one of my mistakes at the moment, but let's see what happens. Currently life point wise 3600 compared to 3000 life point. Again, he's forcing me to block using the Regalia ability, and I am forced to block with her, so I mean my tiger had to battle the Ocean Lady, I believe that's her name, forcing me to block, and she and David will use his bow and arrow, will kill my tiger right away, so both will die. But however, the Ocean Lady did his job, able to draw a David extra card, giving the extra hand advantage in need. So burning the 400 point damage directly to my tiger. So I'm thinking, should I allow it, because I do have an interaction spell in my hand, knowing that I have the bow and arrow as well. So let's see what I can do in this situation. I don't remember too much what I did in this play, but I think I allowed it, so the tiger does die. Like I said before, this deck really relies on you must have Sacred Beast on the field, because if no Sacred Beast on the field, it will actually make the Sacred Beast ability a bit weaker than usual. So yeah, attacking it again. I'm taking damage from the Sacred Beast, from the Resonator, put me down to 2400. So I use the Regalia, burn 400 directly to it, and then use Shadow Flame just to try to kill it right away. Shadow Flame is pretty much like I said before, pay 2, 1 red, 1 colorless, burn 500 point damage directly to a single Resonator. But not only that, you can actually use this card in the graveyard as well, so pretty much you can have an instant spell in your graveyard to get as a removal spell. But not the greatest removal spell, but better than nothing, I guess, right? So at the moment, my opponent is in a stronger position than I am, because I am pretty bad in position at the moment, not the strongest position. So I tap for another Magic Stone, put another Magic Stone on the battlefield, and then I finally drew my Regalia, but I think it's a bit too late now for the Regalia, because it's better if you draw in the early game, because the fact is that having those in the early game able to drop your Sacred Beast really early to apply the early game pressure. But by the time I drew it now, it's a bit too late. My opponent already has field present already, and not only that, a lot of cards in his hand to counter my play on the following play. And now that has a bunch of open Magic Stone. By having a bunch of open Magic Stone, he can actually end phase, flash in the cards on the field, and gain extra benefit out of it. So not in a strong position at the moment. At the moment, I still have a turtle in hand. I could have bounced something about, but I can't bounce anything above 2 costs. So it's pretty bad at the moment. I should have bounced it last turn, because when I have 3 Sacred Beasts on the field, I'm able to bounce some cards back onto my opponent's hand, so I'm having less pressure to deal with. But for some reason, I didn't feel I need to, so that might be cost me the game, cost me the advantage that I have at the moment. So I'm still debating at the moment, because I do have the Shadow Flame in my graveyard to activate, but I'm still thinking, should I do it or not? Should I put a card on the field to defend myself? But even I do put a card on the field, it will force me to bounce back my own Resonator, because my own Resonator is 2 costs below. So yeah, I'm thinking about it right now. So yeah, I'm in not a strong position as I think I am, because of the turtle effect, because the turtle effect is compulsory. You must bounce something back. It's not I may, so I'm forced to bounce something 2 costs below back to the owner's hand. So example is my own hand. So not really good at the moment. So I'm thinking what I should do, and I'll pass my turn for now, because I don't gain anything by putting the turtle on the field. So I just pass for now, and hopefully everything goes well, because I do have a Shadow Flame, my graveyard, and a bow and arrow. Again, my opponent flashing in his Resonator, Cinderella, and Ocean Lady allows him to get the extra benefit on the field. And then they're drawing more cards, and tapping his Regalia, forcing my Phoenix to block, putting more cards back to the bottom of the deck, not allowing me to have any field present in the field. Because of that, I have no field present in the field. I can't actually make my Sacred Beast ability any stronger than it is at the moment. It's already very weak with 1 Sacred Beast on the field. Usually, from my point of view, Sacred Beast deck is usually lose to kill spell or removal spells in general, because the fact that they don't get any stronger by themselves. They need more on the field. If you have less on the field, they are pretty much useless, or the ability will get weaker. And also, obviously, with the trouble with that, once you J activate, your other secret base cards in your hand won't be playable as much, because if you're playing Alice Cluster format, you won't have the ability to actually make all your secret base colors you want, any colors you want. So yeah, attacking me directly for 16 point damage, and for me 16 point damage, and not too good at the moment, putting me down to 1800. Attacking again, I do have the Shadow Flame in my graveyard, but I'm still thinking, should I do or not. He knows that my weakness of the deck is that if you have no Sacred Beast on the field, the deck really struggles. So my opponent is taking this advantage, trying to get as much Sacred Beast off the field. He doesn't care about my Flying Machine. So next I'll respond with a Demon Flame, and then using Bow and Arrow, not Demon Flame, Shadow Flame, and then Bow and Arrow, killing it. And after using the Shadow Flame, it gets removed from the game. So yeah, field presence wise, not looking too good for me at the moment. And forcing my Resident to block again, putting back to bottom deck. Now I'm wide open, attacking for 1000 points directly, because he did put the field addition on the field. So all Water Resident gets plus 100 attack, 100 defense. If you have 5 more cards in your hand, plus additional 100 more. So putting him the extra oomph he needs on the field. So next turn would be my last turn, because at the moment, as you can see, not too pretty. I don't have any kill spells outside of Shadow Flame and Demon Flame. So I'm thinking what I can do. My opponent has a bunch of cards in his hand, so not looking too good for me. Paying 2 and using 4C to draw 2 additional cards, getting the +1 he needs, so he has enough cards in his hand to make that his Valentina on the field, that his Judgment this turn, very big, because Valentina gains additional 100 attack, 100 defense for each card you have in your hand. So currently my opponent has 7 cards in hand, so +7, so sitting on 12-12, so very huge J roll at the moment. Back to my turn, I drew into the Phoenix, which is not bad at all, but I tapped it, pumped by 200 attack, 200 defense to my J roll before Judgment, so it still gains the +2/2. I do Judgment from this point, so getting the my J roll on the field, and I miscounted my magic stone. I thought I had 8. I'm not 8, 9, so I can get the full benefit, but I only get 3 out of it because of that. So that might be the downfall of it, because I only have 3 Sacred Beasts to call out. So it's not too bad. At least I have a field presence better than nothing at the moment, because I need to get rid of my opponent's field presence at the moment, especially the J Ruler, because the J Ruler has the Godlike ability, can steal one of my Resonator for free at any cost, and so on. So he uses it against me and take away my blockers and offensive plays. So I'm dropping the Tiger, the Phoenix, and the Dragon from my deck back to my hand first. I do have the Turtle in my hand. The Turtle will give me the ability to fly, but at the moment it doesn't really matter, because I don't think it makes much difference. So I'm seeing what I can do in this situation at the moment. There's not much I can do in general, due to the fact that my opponent already applied the early pressure to me already, so I'm already in disadvantage. So I'm going to try my best to gain back the advantage I have on the field. So at the moment, I'm going to drop those 3 cards on the field, but I have to put in my hand first and reconsider what I want to pop on the field first. So I'm asking how much big are those guys, because depending how big it is, I might consider what to do with it. So at the moment, not looking too good. This is not looking too good for me at the moment. Let's see now. Not looking too well for me at the moment, because the fact that my opponent has a lot of field presence, and I'm dropping the Phoenix and the Tiger, and I was thinking the Tortoise or the Dragon. The Tortoise allows me to bounce a card back, but by bouncing it back, the Valentina will be way too big for me to handle. So it's a double sword edge at the moment. So yeah, I'm dropping the Dragon, but I'll draw 1 card, and plussing 200 attack, 200 defense, even more to my J Ruler. Not in that, I gain 6 life back from the Tiger and burn 600 damage directly to a single Resonator. So a couple pluses, but not too much to keep me alive at the moment. I do have Swiftness and Target Attack at the moment, because I have Light and a Red Resonator, and +2/2 because I have a Green Resonator, and before it comes at +2/2 as well, so it's 12-12 at the moment against his 12-12 J Ruler. So I was thinking to tap it, but I see like, nah, no point. If my J Ruler is gonna die, at least I can play the Turtle next turn. So that's my idea. That was the plan if I survive next turn, because I do have 3 Resonator on the field to block for a bunch of attack, and it has So yeah, that's the idea of what I had in mind, but let's see what happens from now. So back to my opponent's turn. So I thought I was in a strong position, but he's digging for more answer by discounting another Regalia, allowing him to draw additional card. I know that I'll be forced to block with something because obviously that Regalia will force me to block, and not only that, even though I do block, I have 3 resin on the field, so it should be okay. So let's see what happens now. He dropped another Regalia, another bow and arrow, which is giving an extra removal spell to remove my Phoenix from the game. So my Phoenix is very weak to the point that it can get killed within that range. Dropping a one of these Resonate to stun one of my Resonate away, putting rested, and playing another field addition, allowing me to draw an additional card, getting more answers and so on, and not looking too good at the moment. Paying, is shipping paying 3? I'm pretty sure it's a free cost, right? It's a free cost, but I think he miscounted it, stunning one of my Resonate again, putting me and forcing me to block, obviously, and that's a total of quite big damage because of the fact that he has 2 of those field addition on the field and doing 1,000 point damage, and then enough for game. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.